Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, at whatever time it is for you. Uh, I have a challenge, and it's nice to start with a challenge. I have a challenge to introduce creativity and thinking skills to you. I have been teaching creativity for almost 30 years from now, up now. And I've never had this challenge before, that I have to teach creativity to someone I can't directly interact with. All my life I have been teaching creativity by interacting with people in front of me. This is a new challenge for me, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to take up the challenge, because creativity, you'll notice, is taking up challenges. That's the first lesson, number one. Any challenge you get, just take it up. We will see at the end how willingness to be creative, right? Wanting to be creative is the most important thing in creativity. Nothing else is more important. So before you take this course now, you have to decide one or two things. One is, are you ready to be creative? Of course, now you're going to say, Shiva, how do we know what is creativity before we cannot answer that question unless we know what creativity is. The question is not that. The question is, are you ready to be creative? Yes or no? You have to say yes, because you're being creative all the time. Even saying yes requires creativity. Therefore, what does that mean? It means that the first thing that we do is to learn that every one of us is creative. There is nobody in the world who is not creative. Nobody. That's rule number one. Next time someone asks a group of people and you're there in that group, says, how many of you believe that you're creative? Please raise your hand. Don't say, my father is creative, my mother is creative, my sister is very creative because she paints. Don't say that, please. Because every one of us is creative. I don't want to get into the function of the brain and all that, but if you must, read about science and creativity, what happens in the brain. Whenever you think, it lights up in the brain. Certain portions of the brain light up, thereby indicating that you're thinking, and thinking and creativity go together. So, rule number one, belief number one, every one of us is creative. Now, once you understand that everyone is creative, what is there to learn? If you agree that all of us are creative, then why should you learn creativity? So actually what we should do is just stop now. I'm sure every one of you is very glad to hear that. Just stop now and tell yourself, yes, I know I'm creative. The only difference is that even though all of us are capable of creativity, some of us, I don't know why, remain at 4 out of 10. Some of us go to 6 out of 10. Some of us go to 7 out of 10. This program, this course is about helping us to score better out of 10. That's all. So if all of us are 4 out of 10, how can we become 6 out of 10? So hopefully at the end of this 2 hours or less than that, each of us will be able to say, how can I become 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10? It's like playing a game of tennis, right? Every one of us can play. I mean, what is there in tennis? Just take the ball and put it on the other side. Every one of us can play tennis. But some of us play better than the others. Some people play very, very good tennis, like Federer and Nadal and all that. So creativity, what are we going to learn? We are going to learn creativity and thinking skills. The first principle of creativity is that everyone is creative. There is nobody in the world who is not. So, from now, when you look at the mirror, tell yourself that you're looking at a very creative person. And if someone asks you why, tell them at least 4 things that you've done in your life. which makes you creative. It doesn't have to be something out of the box. It simply says, I've done these 4 things. The other day I was going to school, I was going to college, and there was a big traffic jam and I was getting late. So what did I do? I looked around and I walked up to where the traffic jam was, because after that there was no traffic jam. I got down from the auto, I paid money to the auto guy, I said, okay, I'm leaving. And then I walked all the way up to the beginning of the traffic jam. And after that, there was no jam at all. So I walked and I went there and there was an auto. I took that auto and went to my college or office or whatever. What have you done? Don't tell me you have not done this. What have you done? You have found a new way of getting over a problem. That's it. And of course, we will learn how to do that and all that. Right? So, every one of us is creative. The most difficult thing to teach in creativity is that the belief that you are creative. I think I have probably succeeded there. Every one of you must believe that you are creative. So what is creativity? So this is what I'm going to cover. What is creativity? The creativity journey, the process for creativity, tools for creativity, and attitudes for creativity. That's all. Nothing else. That's enough. Enough for an introduction to the creativity program. And of course, all depends on you how you carry on with the learning and all that. So the creativity journey. Before that, what is creativity? Creativity, I have defined creativity here. Very difficult to define, but you must start somewhere. So I have defined it. Creativity is, look at that sentence and try and understand that sentence. Bringing into existence something that did not exist before. Just go through that sentence in your head. Bringing into existence something that did not exist before. This particular lecture that I'm giving you did not exist before, it exists now. It's a work of creativity. You make something, you write something, right? You take a blank piece of paper and you write something that did not exist before, it exists now. You have created your own form of writing. You take a piece of paper and crumple it into a ball and it becomes a ball and you juggle with 2 or 3 paper balls. What have you done? You have created something. The paper ball did not exist 2 minutes ago, it exists now. So creativity is bringing into existence something that did not exist before. So simple, no? Now, if you look at it, you don't see, one of the things is don't say, no, all this thing about originality and all that, don't talk about it now. It's not even necessary to think of, don't think of something else when you are thinking of very simple things like this. Let's talk about originality and creativity and all that later. There is no need to it now. Just because somebody else has created it already, that means the world will never even go ahead. Everything has been created. What is there to create? You can't make table, you can't make chair, you can't make anything at all. You can't make a mouse, nothing. What you do is your personal creativity. You cannot be saying, no, somebody has already created the mouse, so I won't create the mouse. Of course you can. I don't even care whether your mouse is similar or dissimilar. That's not the point. The point is you have created it. So it's personal creativity. You are capable of creating something, bringing into existence something that did not exist before. Finished. That's it. All right. What is your definition? Let's see. What? Okay. Can I request you to do one thing, please? Just take a blank notebook, please. And write on that right now. I'm just going to wait for 2 minutes. You can pause the slide now. Pause the slide and bring a notebook on which you can write stuff. Yeah, bring a notebook. on which you can write stuff. Now, I don't know whether you've done it. I hope you've done it because you're learning something new and all of us are learning it together. I'm learning it from you also. So take the notebook and on the notebook write your name. And okay, do one thing. Draw your name. Don't write your name. Draw. How will you draw Shiva? You can draw, of course, the picture of God Shiva and all that. Or you can also use your imagination and say sheet of paper, and va in Tamil va is to come closer. So you can have a sheet of paper and a hand gesturing Shiva, right? So draw your name, and that itself will prove to you that you are creative. So do all this now, please. Yeah, so keep this notebook with you. This is the start of your creativity journey. The start of your creativity journey starts now. Right? Okay, now write down your own definition of creativity. Again, I'm going to please pause the video so you can write down your own definition of creativity. Come up with your own definition once you complete this course. Okay, once you complete this course, sorry, later. Not now. Okay? All right. So think about it. So you need to have your own definition. You need to have your own definition. Wait for the course to be over. Wait for these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chapters to be over. Okay, so I think what you need to do is watch this video first. Watch this video now. So I'm going to wait again, pause and wait for you to watch that video. Yeah. So that video explains Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Right? Now, I can title this as two ways of looking at creativity, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I can say why you should learn to be creative and when can you be creative. Both. So very nice, it comes up, why should you learn to be creative, when can you be creative. Now, if you have watched the video, you will start to understand that Maslow's hierarchy of needs, Abraham Maslow, read about Abraham Maslow, brilliant guy. Abraham Maslow came out with the hierarchy of needs. And what I have done, I've connected the hierarchy of needs is why should you be creative and when should you be creative, right? Now look at the hierarchy of needs. And I'm sure you already have, learned something from the video already. That's why I'm saying please don't not watch the video because it doesn't make sense otherwise. And it also helps me because I can now relate to the video and talk to you. So you would have noticed that the Maslow's hierarchy of needs is 5 needs that Maslow says that all of us have. 5 needs. The first need is the basic need. Basic what we need. We need food, water, warmth and rest. Basic. All of us, me, you, every one of you here. And if you notice, many of us take a job because of this, right? We are forced to. We are forced to ensure that we have food, water, warmth and rest. We build a house. Why? We want rest. Imagine not having a house. We'll not be able to have rest. Food, 3 times a day, minimum. Water. I don't have to tell you about the importance of water. You will never live in a house where there is no water. You will ensure that the first question you ask the landlord is, at least in Madras, is how often does the water come? As if it's, it's becoming a luxury now. And of course, warmth. Right? You want to protect yourself from the climate. So all of us have these needs. The second need is safety need. Safety is security, safety. I want to be, so you will not, you will ensure that You don't go to dangerous places because you're afraid of your security, right? Also you employ watchmen in the house. Why? Because you want security. Security can also be security of life, right? For instance, many people pick up a government job because there is pension. Pension is security, they say. When they have no ways of earning an income, they look for the pension. So when I was in college, many people used to say, Shiva, take up a government job. I didn't listen to them. I think I made a mistake. Right? So safety. All of us want to be safe. We have windows, we have doors, we lock the doors at night. Right? We all want to be safe. Always wanting, we don't want to get into unnecessary dangerous situations. So safety and security is safety needs. So psychological needs, safety needs. The third need is belongingness and love. All of us need love. All of us need to love and be loved. Every one of us. One of the greatest fears that we have is the fear of loneliness. That we will be alone. No one around us. Right? Big fear. And to get over that fear, we do several things. For belonging, we are on WhatsApp. Look at today's world. WhatsApp. So many groups. Why are you in a group? Because you want to belong to that group. Love, right? Love from parents, love from spouse, love from children. Love is such an important factor in our life. We cannot imagine leading a loveless life. So everything that you see, social media is all about the third need. I don't know how Maslow is so insightful, right? When Maslow got this hierarchy of needs, there was nothing called social media. I don't know how he anticipated this need or how he felt that need. And then you go to esteem needs. So now what have we done? Psychological needs, safety needs, belongingness needs, and esteem needs, prestige, feeling of accomplishment. So you buy a car and you look around, everyone. You wave to everyone and say, I've got a car. You want to say, look, I have accomplished this. You buy a house, you call people for a house warming ceremony. But inwardly you are proud. You're looking at your parents and smiling. And they are smiling back. And you can see the pride in their eyes. Because you have accomplished something. All of us need that sense of accomplishment. That feeling of accomplishment. Many of you are doing this program so that at the end when you get your degree certificate, you will feel accomplished. You'll say, wow, I have got something. I have learned, I have earned something, you say. You say, I have earned my degree. Right? And prestige. People build 4 rooms, 5 rooms, 10 rooms. Why? Prestige. You go to a car showroom and this is the anchor that guy puts in, right? He shows you a very expensive, beautiful car. Your heart is completely gone. You fall in love with that car. And then he shows you one basic range. And then he tells you, sir, the difference is only 5 lakhs, sir. 5 lakhs. The basic car is what? Nowadays cars come in those levels, right? The top level, they say top end model. I don't know what it means. And low end model. So he'll show you the top end model first, which is in psychology called anchoring. He puts that anchor in your head. Top end model is gone into the head. Top end model, 11 lakhs. I almost fell into this trap 3 months ago. Because this guy, I called the car company and they said, sir, we'll send you a car with a driver, just see, run it around and see. Maruti. So, Maruti Swift, by the way. One gleaming car, okay? Gleaming car. I would have loved to own that car. The minute I sat down in that car, it was, I don't know how many of you have seen that. It's the Maruti automatic. So beautiful sports seats. Beautiful, the sound of the car, the leather seats, you just sink into the seat. So I drove that around. I said, wow, this is the car I want. I asked the price. They said some 11,50,000 and 6 months waiting period. And I asked, what is the low end model? Some 5 lakhs or something. Swift. Now, once I have seen that car, I don't want to go in any other car. So the anchor had been set in my head. And of course, ultimately, you know what I did? I just spent some extra money and repaired my old car. Because I don't want to buy a car that is not top end. At the same time, I cannot afford a top end. And this guy is saying, sir, it's only 6 lakhs difference between the low end car and the top end car. So esteem needs. Why do I want to buy that Maruti? Because I want to show that I have earned my prestige. How can I be? I want to be like that, you know. You understand that feeling, right? And finally, self-actualization. Achieving one's full potential, including creative activities. Full potential. Many people will tell you, right, 60, 65, they'll say, you know, I have done several things in my life. Now I want to find the real meaning of my life. What is the meaning of my life? Many people are lucky that they find that meaning very young. I have a friend of mine who gave up everything when he was 35, 40 and started a children's home, an old age home, orphanage and all that. For him, he found meaning at that time. In my case, I'm still looking for meaning. I want to do meaningful work, but what meaningful work I'm hoping that work I'm doing, you know, by teaching all of you is in a way meaningful. I'm happy I'm doing it, which is why I'm doing it in the first place. So these are the hierarchy of needs. I really want you to read about Maslow. Maslow has done some great work. When you're reading about Maslow, read something called the Jonah complex. Jonah, Jonah complex. Just read it and let me know in the live session whether you read it. We'll discuss it there. Also read about what are the fears that we have. 4 fears for almost all human beings. One fear I told you was loneliness. Okay, coming back to Maslow, these are the needs. Now the question is not Maslow, the question is creativity. So why should you learn to be creative? You should learn to be creative because you need to fulfill these things. So simple the answer is, right? Even though I went about it in a long way. Now you will understand the importance of being creative. You will not shy away from being creative because you need creativity for all this. The need for creativity. You need creativity for psychological, for physiological needs. You need creativity for safety needs. You need creativity for belongingness. You need, in order to make a relationship happen, you need creativity. Why do you go and hug your parents? Because you want that love, you want that belongingness, right? Why do you keep all your friends in the, you know, say good morning and things like that to your friends? Because you want that. And to be able to do it, to be able to find out when your mother is angry with you and try to bring down her anger requires creativity, right? To make friends requires, remember that great book, Influencing People and Dale Carnegie's book. How to influence people and how to make friends and influence people. And of course, self-actualization requires creativity, esteem needs. And when can we create? You can be creative when you want to do these things. When I want to earn more money, or supposing suddenly there is no food in the house, because it's a physiological need, I need to get food in the house. If I don't have money, I need to earn money in order to get food, for which I need creativity, right? So, creativity is needed for each one of these hierarchies in Maslow's hierarchy of needs and for achieving every one of those needs. Try and read Maslow. You've now started to learn, yes, I am creative. You have defined creativity and now you're saying, I know when I should be creative and I know why I should be creative. Right? All right.